All right, what is up, guys? In today's video, we are going to be going over how to master positioning in top tier. This can technically be applied for anything 12.3 or above, but again, this is focusing more on top tier. And we're going to be going over, I'd say, two main things here today: how to position yourself in the beginning of the game, as well as setting yourself up for the rest of the game, and then as well how to position yourself or use that space to engage enemies and basically fight them in visual range missile combat. So we'll see that in real time. We have some clips, as well as we're going to be going over the map here again, just to go over or conceptualize the positioning here. So let's get into it. All right, so let's get into basic positioning here, how we're going to set ourselves up in the beginning and set ourselves up in the rest of the game here. So just going over generalized here, we are going to go on the left side here, kind of go straight down this way, and then we are going to cut inside. So it's almost going to be like a 90 degree angle. And we are going to stay at a higher altitude as well. So we are going to stay around, usually I stay between like 8,000 to 9,000 meters altitude wise. So right below contrail height. We don't want to go over 9,500 meters. Again, contrail will show up. That gives away your whole position to the lobby. We don't want that. We want to stay a little bit more hidden. So, yeah, the generalized is we're going to go this way, and there's a couple reasons for that. Is one, left side, not as many people on the enemy team are going to be on the right side. For example, my team kind of shows that here. We have a couple people going towards the left here, but nobody's actually going really to the right, except maybe one guy. That's the normal thing most people do. And basically as well, going on the left side does help with early game BVR, or kind of dodging that. Because, for example, let's take like this guy here. Let's say we were going down the middle, straight down the middle. And we have the enemy team. Most of the players are going there too. And they start BVR spamming, right? Let's say our enemies are kind of spread out like this. So if we're in the middle here, and let's say we have to start notching, we have to go left or right or left. We're in a spot where we can then get shot from over here, here, over here. So it puts us in a spot where we can get shot from multiple angles, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to dodge BVR. So being on the left side, the main advantage with that here is it really minimizes the effectiveness of BVR and where they can shoot. So for example, again, let's say they're pretty spread out. We have people in the middle shooting BVR. They're going to have to shoot like this, right, over to us. So all we need to do then is just simply move a little bit to the left, and we notch it. We don't have to do anything extra, and that's not going to put us in a more dangerous situation. And obviously, we can get spammed from like straight here as well, which I believe does happen in the clip we show. But again, we can just go to the left, notch that way, and be safe. So that's the main reason for that. The other thing here is being on the left side here, or not really have anybody to our left, is going to put us in a very good spot for engagements. And when we go straight here, and again, you'll see in the clip when we play it, is we're always, or usually always, going to go for the target that's the farthest to the side here. Because again, we want this extra space here on the side, so we don't have to worry about somebody shooting us from the left side. And then that also lets us position ourselves better when we do engage people over here, because we can use this side to kind of angle this way and position ourselves for the notch. And that's honestly very huge. And again, we'll see it upcoming here, kind of closer range missile combat. Because I think what a lot of the tutorials miss on like notching is they'll spend like 10, 15 minutes and all this like thermal stuff and, you know, all this stuff it's honestly extra, right? Overcomplicating stuff. It's not really useful. And what they forget to mention is that 50% of notching is your positioning. The other 50% is technique. And again, we'll go into that a little bit further here once we play the clip. But again, positioning yourself to be able to notch better is going to make your notching 100 times more effective. So again, yeah, we'll do that. We'll go clear the farthest person, and that's when we can start cutting inside. And whenever I play top tier, you know, positioning wise, I position myself to control the whole playing field. So for this one, or at least for the Eurofighter, I run a 60 degrees horizontal, 30 degrees vertical field of view. So let's say I'm over here with my jet. That's going to give me a pretty good, position to see everybody on the playing field, whereas a lot of these people won't. So I basically have control over everybody. I'm 8,000, 9,000 meters up. So if anybody's above me, I can see their control. And then people below me, I'll be able to see via my radar. So again, that's going to give us the whole field of view of the battlefield in front here. So that's going to basically set us up again to control the playing field, which is extremely huge in top tier. I'd say that's like 90% of the reason I'm good. I have good positioning. So yeah, and basically we'll start cutting inside, and at least for the Eurofighter, I do like to engage in 1v1 engagements, because with the Eurofighter, you're basically unstoppable unless it's a Rafale and those types of 1v1s, if you know how to notch and position yourself. But that's the generalized positioning of how we're going to basically do it here. So let's get into the clip. We're going to break it down with the example and show you how it's done in real time here. All right, so getting into the example here, I'm probably going to play 2 clips just to show you guys how it plays out. But again, we're going to cycle through our TWS just to see where enemies are so we can visualize it. Very important you understand how to use TWS. And just looking at our TWS here, we can instantly see that there is some guy who's kind of singled out farthest on the side, headed our direction. We can see there's 3 more enemies right here, but they are with their little stick headed towards the middle. And we do get visual contact on him. So again, we're going to prioritize the guy who is the farthest to the side. And we can see here, he did fire a missile pretty early on. So we're going to fire back. And then again, we have all this space on the left here where we can use to notch, where it's a safe space where we're not going to get punished for notching, right? There's no enemies there. We know where the other guys are. So we're going to notch this. And he does actually cut inside here, our enemy, dodging our missile. We unfortunately miss, but again, this is where we're going to cut inside. We're going to go in to kind of that 90-degree turn. And this is where we can start to see basically everybody. Because in this spot, we have that whole field of view, kind of like I was showing you guys on the map. We can now see everybody in front of us. We don't have anybody really to the left, to the right, behind us. We only have to worry about what's in front of us. So we position ourselves where we kind of control the field. We have everybody in front of us. Many people can't see us. So this guy does fire back at us. And I'm just kind of scanning with TWS again, just to see where a couple people are. I do notice there is a guy here, which we'll see in a second. But always good to see if you guys can see the missile, find the missile. Always good just to see where it is like this. We're going to notch it pretty easily. Like I was saying, we did see somebody earlier. So we do see a Eurofighter here, which we're going to fire at. And this is important right here. So this is kind of how I position myself in these situations. So kind of like I was saying earlier, when it comes to notching, what a lot of people miss to mention is that 50% of it is positioning. The other 50% is technique. The way I'm positioned right now, we have an enemy here, an enemy here. I'm already facing to the side from where these guys are. So I fired my missile here. I fired my missile there. We already notched this one. But now, again, we're facing to the side. We're already turning this way, making it easier for us to notch initially. Because I predict my opponent is going to fire this here. And again, this is just going to put us in a great spot for maybe enemy here, enemy here. We're already in the position where we're notching. We're playing off of our enemies is basically what I'm doing. And again, we're using that extra space that is to the side where we know no enemies are. So again, it's a safe space for us to notch. We're not putting ourselves in extra danger. And then we can just kind of notch accordingly. So we got to kill him for some, I don't even know how. Our Eurofighter, we got a crit hit on, which was just absurd. So we got to kill and an assist. But then from here, guys, is where we're going to start cutting inwards. And this is where we can start to see basically the whole playing field. We control the field. A lot of people won't see us at this point. We're going to reclimb. And yeah, we're going to go from there. I think in this one we get like 2 more kills. It's like a 3-kill, 1-assist game. But that's just the whole generalized concept. We're going to climb back up to higher altitude, see everybody in the playing field. They're not going to see us. And again, it's using that space that you do have in case there is another engagement. Because we can see the whole playing field, if somebody notches from over here, for example, we have this space to then notch over here. So it's using that sort of concept to position yourself in a good spot. So let's move on to the second one here, second example. All right, so second example here. So again, we are going all the way on the left side, as we can see. We have the bases there. And we're going to cycle through our TWS. We're going to see where our enemies are. Because again, we want to position ourselves according to our enemy. We want to play off our enemies. And I think that's a huge misconception too, just to pause it, is because even in like dogfights, the way I approach dogfights is I play off my enemy and what they do basically, right? A lot of the times, like, you know, let's say I post a clip on Instagram or TikTok of like a 30-second snippet of a dogfight, and people will start saying, oh, it's a 2-turn jet, or, you know, 2-turn dogfighter jet, 2-circle jet, right? Something like that. But it's never that black and white, guys. And this comes down to everything, you know, even close quarter missiles, I would say, combat. It's never that black and white. We want to play off our enemy. If there's an opportunity I can take, a little window I can take, I will take advantage of that. So again, you want to play off your enemy in a lot of situations. It's going to make you a lot better of a player. Obviously, understanding the concepts, all of that is great, but nothing's ever that simple. So, same concept. Basically, what I'm getting at is positioning here, dealing with enemies, close quarter combat for missiles. Same concept. I play a lot off my enemy and what they're doing. So, again, we can see here, just looking at TWS, I see a guy here. He, with the little stick, we can see he's kind of headed this direction, but he's still a good shot for us to take. We have 8 missiles, or 8 Fox 3s and 2 Fox 2s. And we have this guy here, which is headed our direction. He's just a little bit behind. And this guy actually starts heading our direction. So we are definitely going to fire that. And this, guys, is a prime example of why you do not play on the ground. Is because players like me, this high altitude, will just fire this. You're in a position where you don't control the playing field, essentially, right? Everybody above you has an advantage. They can fire from here. They can fire from here. And how do you play around that? You really can't, right? You're stuck on the ground. If you go up a little bit to maybe try to kill somebody else and there's a missile at you, you're dead. So playing on the ground is never really a good idea. And we did get shot at here. So we are going to start notching. We do get visual on the other guy we were talking about earlier. And we're just going to easily notch this. We do get a crit hit on that SA-30. And yeah, again, we're going to use the space to our left here to notch. It's our safe space. Nobody's going to really get us. It's not putting us in a disadvantage. And then, yeah, we can see, again, he does fire the missile. Always good to try to notice that. So we are going to notch. And the good thing with this, or at least with the Eurofighter, when I play the Eurofighter, I always try to get engagements like this right here. This is a prime example of what the Eurofighter is good at. 1v1 situation, both going towards each other. You're basically going to beat everything, maybe except a Rafale and another Eurofighter. SA-30s stand no chance, which in this game we were collecting SA-30s like Infinity Stones. Nothing else really stands a chance, guys. The F-15s, F-16s. This is where the Eurofighter destroys. So again, you want to play a jet to strengths. I always cringe when I see people BVRing with the Eurofighter. And yeah, he does notch it. A pretty competent player. I'm not going to lie. He notched like 2 of my missiles already. So not a bad player at all. But again, when you're facing a Eurofighter like this in a SA-30, you're not going to win if you're playing like a player who knows what they're doing. He lost so much more speed. I'm still like 1.2 Mach. So at this point, it's just an easy kill for us. But again, we use that extra space on the left. Another SAW 30 just pops up. And this is important right here as well, positioning-wise. I call this playing defensive, where basically I shoot my missile. He's over here. Instead of going his direction, I'm going to start tilting to the side or going to the side. Because what that allows me to do here is if my enemy does shoot at me here, I'm already in a great spot then just to start notching and turning. So I'm basically pre-setting myself up, pre-positioning myself to notch there. At this point, you know, I see he's not doing anything. Another SAW 30 killed. So that's the general concept, right? And we're going to start cutting inside. We can then see the whole field, right? I mean, if we just pause here, we did go pretty far with our engagement, but we're going to start cutting inside. And look, we just cycle through our TWS. We can start to see where everybody is. So everybody's more to the right side. And again, we try to single people out. That's what I focus on, guys, with the Eurofighter. I single people out. I see another SAW 30. That's an easy kill for me. So, yeah, just to fast forward it here a little bit. There we go. We're going to fire this, right? Seems like we do start getting shot from somewhere else, but should be fine where we're at. Then we have all the space to our left. And, yeah, we basically just take advantage of this here. And I don't even remember this guy. Yeah, he doesn't even fire back. So another SAW 30 SM2 in the bag. But that, guys, is the general concept. I think we end up getting cooked here because it was like a 1v7. But that's the general concept of positioning yourself in the game for top tier. And then also positioning yourself in combat. So, yeah, if you guys found this helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought, if this was helpful, if I should continue making videos like this. And, yeah, hopefully I'll keep making some more guides.